What's up, guys? Mark here at Wired Kustoms Motorsports in Cleburne, Texas. It is absolutely freezing here. I think it's like 25 degrees. Tomorrow's supposed to be colder. This is a 2020 Dodge Ram enclosure. I believe it goes up to 23. I don't know how the 24 is yet, but we did 4 8-inch speakers going forward, ported. So all the speakers are stacked on one end as close as we can. And then we're going to keep that port as far away from the speakers as possible. And we have the one port over here. So the way this enclosure is, as you can tell, there's a large notch. That notch is there because of the floor in that Ram. So we cannot do the wrapping stage how we normally would, with going over the body of the enclosure and then doing the right and the left panel. We have to do this one a little bit differently. So what we have chosen to do here is do a cut line right here along the entire enclosure. And that's going to allow us to transition from this material to carpet. It's going to make it 2 different styles of materials and do a black on vinyl, and the black vinyl onto the black carpet. This is a, how do we word this? Not an easy one to create. Not only is there a huge notch, it's also an angle, a slight angle with the notch in there as well. So if you're not very detailed in regards to creating enclosures, this is one I would tell you not to try. Because everything has to align up perfectly. The wrapping portion of it as well is to a higher degree of skill in order to wrap this box correctly and where it looks flawless. There is a difference in I wrapped my box and I look at it and it's not appropriate to me at all. It has to look near perfect or as perfect as possible. I try not to use the word perfect because everything's not perfect, but like I stated previously in another video, there's a really high-end store around us, around 40 miles away. On these enclosures here, you know what they do. They leave this just like it is right now, fully exposed. I guess that's what you get at that high-end place. It would never leave my store like that. I'm going to let you guys watch me carpet this portion. Probably take about 10 minutes, maybe even less. We do have to do some taping off because part of it's already wrapped. We're gonna get that knocked out right now. All right, so I've got my piece cut. A hair not long enough. However, we're gonna do a little trick and make it long enough because to cut our roll, we have to go a long ways, which means I can't use a lot of material now that I need that linked on. So we're gonna cut it standard across the board, horizontal, and then stretch it a little bit, and we'll be able to cover that 3 or 4 inches that is missing. All right, it's probably okay. Once it's actually on the enclosure, I can pull a little bit harder and get it rocking and rolling that way. how the cookie crumbles. I haven't I haven't had to do this in years, but this one here we did. It is transitioned from black vinyl on top and the front to black carpet on the rear half, and it is carpeted, not left bare wood like that other place. I still have to cut the holes out with a razor blade. Everything's already wrapped and cut, braced, port in. It is 100% complete. We will add a cutout hole in the rear for a terminal, a Steve Mead terminal. That's the terminals that we use on our custom enclosures. We spend the extra money in order to have a nicer terminal instead of putting a $2 one on there like some other places. Peace out. All right, guys, this one is a wrap. We're using Audio Dynamics 2208 speakers on an 1.5K amplifier. If you guys are from out of state, we do deliver these to you from all over the country. 682-500-0209. Call us to get a pricing quote or an estimate with or without equipment. Depending upon the equipment, it may or may not be able to go. Hit me up and we'll get it all figured out. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you for watching.